He was on the piano for a little bit.
He does play the
Oh, I
piano.
know. Like I say, I've heard him
Oh,
play
yeah,
many times. You know, not many times, but many instruments.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. He's talented.
those kids ought to be wore out. They've been running and running and running.
Yeah.
Their dad to some of them came out, what are y'all doing? I said, let them run.
Yeah, really.
See, they hadn't worked up a sweat. Look,
Yeah.
they're all even sweaty. Now that's Joe's wife.
Yeah.
I just met her once, so I didn't.
Yeah, they bought the house that they're living in right now. They bought from his sister. She moved up north, and his mom was like 2 doors down or something, quite close. It was nice. They could, kind of be there close to her.
Sure.
Yeah.
How old was she? Do you know?
90. Let's see. 70, 95.
Geez, I looked. I said it said 30, right? That makes it easy.
95. Well, almost
Well,
90.
almost.
Almost 95.
In June.
Yep. My mother's 90. Oh gosh. Let's see. How old is my mom? She was born in 28.
Your mother?
Oh God, she'll be 97.
Wow. Wow.
She'll be 97. And she has one sister remaining. That's it. And her nieces, a couple of nieces, a couple of daughters. Oh, Mom. Mom. I think about Florida. I'm thinking about, what you went through with all of the family business that, having to take care of all that. I'm sure they'll be coming up for me too.
Yeah, my dad's still thriving. My dad,
Really?
he's not quite he's 93. Let me see, 33, 92. He'll be 93 this year. But he's still driving and still doing his own shopping and still doing all that. So.
My mom too. It's crazy. She knows it's not. She's in her element. So as long as she stays in her element, she's okay.
I mean, I see things that are, not well with him, but he won't go anywhere. He refuses to go anywhere. He won't come here. He won't go to my brother's. He won't move into assisted living. He won't.
Yep. Yeah, they get stubborn that way.
I'm like, Dad, that's your decision. So don't complain about it.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom was the same way. It's like, I want to stay here. Okay, stay there. We just hope for the best, And we'll probably be the same way, Tony.
Man, I'd like to think I'd have the courage to take the walk in the woods, I call it the walk in the woods, where you just walk out and you don't come back. Donate yourself to Mother Earth,
Yeah.
Oh,
that'd be nice,
but I don't know that very many of us have that courage.
I don't.
You walk out a couple miles and jog back.
You go, oh gosh, I'm hungry or I'm thirsty or something. Yeah. Well, and I just hope I have the sense enough that my kids are, if they tell me, hey, Mom,
Wow.
Whatever it might be, maybe you should come live with us, or maybe you should, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, yeah.
And take their judgment as something that, as we change and we don't realize it. We don't see it like other people see it. It's the hard part.
I think, you're singing first?
I can, or you
No,
can.
I think that's what she said,
Okay.
I think.
Sure.
I'll be
Sure.
prepared either way.
Okay.
It's kind of light.
That's okay. So what are you going to do about your phone?
I'm going to go to C Spire this afternoon and just say, look, download these phones. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. You just got this phone?
The Bluetooth, all my phones stop working. The medium Bluetooth, like land to headphones.
Yeah.
Send me a replacement.
Good morning, everybody. It's been good to see all of you in person. I've been looking at all of these photos, and now it gave me an opportunity to match real people with all these photos I've been looking at. They're beautiful, aren't they? What a lovely slideshow. We have Deb to thank for that. Great job pulling together all of those photos. I'm Reverend Judy Voght. I'm the minister here at Unity Spiritual Center of Gulfport, and we want to welcome you here to our sanctuary. It's actually my honor and my privilege to be able to officiate at this celebration of life for this beautiful person. The more I've learned about her and know about her now, I feel like this is a sacred honor. Thank you for being here. Now, would you please stand? Let us pray. Dear God, we thank you for the time that we've had with Betty, who is loved by so many. We thank you for the love that was shared between her and her family and friends. And we recognize that love never dies, but it lives on in our hearts. Her life, it symbolizes an eternal flame, a flame that was ignited before birth and continues on in spirit. We honor her today, a beautiful person whose spirit now lights the heavens as it always has on earth. For these things we give thanks. Amen. You may be seated. I'm going to read her obituary. Betty Ruth Spurgeon Allen, age 94, of Long Beach, Mississippi, passed away on April 18th, 2025, at the Center for Family Life Extended Care in Long Beach. She was born on June 7th, 1930, in Water Valley, Mississippi. To Homer and Betty Williams Spurgeon, she graduated from Water Valley High School and was crowned Miss Water Valley in 1948. We saw some of those photos, didn't we? She was beautiful, wasn't she? So beautiful. She went on to compete in the Miss Mississippi pageant, where she was voted cutest girl. I agree with that. I'd vote for her too. She met her husband, William, while on a double date. He was actually with the other girl. Can you believe that? They ended up getting married 3 weeks later. They lived in married housing at Ole Miss in Oxford, where their first son was born in nearby Water Valley. The family later moved to Puckett, Mississippi, where William got a job with Firestone. They continued their journey to Houston, then to New Orleans, where their second was born. Eventually, William's father encouraged them to return to Mississippi, and helped him open a Ford dealership in Mendenhall. It was there that Betty gave birth to 2 daughters, one in Mendenhall and one in Jackson. After William's passing, she relocated to Long Beach. She came along with Katrina. My husband and I did too, as a matter of fact, so we could relate to that. She wanted to be closer to her children and grandchildren. She moved to the coast just 4 months before Hurricane Katrina. She's survived by her 3 children, Joe Allen, his wife Deb, Charles Allen, and Marcy Bush. Her 6 grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, and many nieces and nephews, quite a family. She's preceded in death by her husband, William Allen, and a daughter, Andrea Allen. I learned a lot about her in the last couple of weeks. I went to visit her at the hospice center at the nursing home there, and visited with her for a while. The thing is, we had several things in common. My parents are also from Simpson County, Mississippi. Although I grew up in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, where my dad moved or got a job with the Manhattan Project during World War II. I and the rest of my siblings grew up in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. But my family were from Simpson County. My mother grew up in McGee, my father in White Oak. I had several relatives in Puckett and Mendenhall. Many of my relatives have already passed on, though, so we had a connection. I asked Miss Betty while I was there visiting with her what she likes to eat, and she said watermelon. And I laughed. I said, well, of course you do. You're from Simpson County, Mississippi. That's where they say they grow the best watermelon in the world. Now let us enjoy listening to this beautiful music by Joan Bignoli.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving into the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. And here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred soil. And here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving into the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Thank you, Joan. That was beautiful. Miss Betty wrote a beautiful poem called My Twilight Years. My twilight years of rich content are filled with love for you. I seem to feel your presence, Lord, in everything I do. With age, I seem to lose desire to live life's fast, swift pace. Now I long to be close to you and feel your sweet embrace. I'm content to sit and talk with you off and on throughout the day, and how I long to walk with you as I go along life's way. Earth's beauty that I savor is a gift beyond compare. And in this time of golden years, I thank you with a prayer. Isn't that beautiful? Very touching. We're here today to tell the life story the best we can of this vibrant and beautiful woman. What a life and what a soul. I can tell from her writings just how much she depended on her relationship with a higher power, whatever that might be called. She depended on it all of her life and got great solace from it. She mentioned that she had given her life over to Jesus when she was young, but then as the years went on, that she got further and further away. You know how it is. We all know how it is in life, don't we? We have kids to get ready for school, and we have this and that to do. And she said that she never truly felt a separation, though. That connection that she had with God was always there, and it always sustained her. The really difficult thing for her, though, was when she lost her teenage daughter in a traffic accident. And I think most would agree that anyone that has lost a child would say that's something you don't get over totally. But you do, and this is what she said, that with God's love and God's grace, that she finally found peace. And that's what she was after all, is what she said, was the deepness of her relationship with the divine and peace of heart and mind. And she found that. She said she found that no matter what was going on in the world, that she found that by reminding herself that she was God's child and that she was connected to God at all times, that she could regain that peace of heart and mind. I told Deb that one of the things you can tell about someone when you meet them, wherever they are, whatever they're doing, if they've been a happy person and they've had a joyful life and they've appreciated life, you can see it on their face. Do you believe that? You agree with that? You can meet someone and you know immediately if this person smiles a lot, don't you? You know immediately. I saw that immediately about her when I went in and met her. And now remember, I didn't know her before, but I met her, you might say, on her deathbed. And I saw immediately what a beautiful person she was. I saw a light around her. And I saw that her features indicated someone who has had a happy, joyful life and smiled a lot. And that was one of her gifts to the world. I understand that from her children, that when they were growing up, she was always ready with a meal, a kind word, lifting them up, comforting them, soothing them. Joe told me that all of his friends thought of her as their mother too. She was always ready with whatever was needed. I think that's wonderful. I think that's because she's from Simpson County. My mother was like that too. I think it's just a part of who they were, the fabric of who they were, and the kindness and the compassion that they had within them. And he said that she was always ready with a meal. If she knew you were coming, she'd even prepare your dishes that you loved most. But if you just dropped in on her, you might not get your favorite dish, but you'd be fed well. Isn't that sweet? And I understand she continued cooking right up to the end. Now, one thing we can be grateful for today, too, and I want to just say that she had a good ending. And if she was able to take care of herself right up until the first of this past year, wow, that's a good ending. And I know that she's pleased with it because I hear her telling me so. And I know she is. So, in a few moments, if someone else from the family, a friend, whomever would like to give a tribute, I want you to be thinking about that. But in the meantime, we have a great song that Mr. Tony Jaquette is going to offer for us, and I know you're going to love this. Enjoy.
I know your life on earth was trouble. Only you could know the pain. You weren't afraid to face the devil. You're no stranger to the rain. Go rest high on that mountain. Son, your word on earth is done. Go to heaven a shouting, love for the Father and the Son. Oh, how we cried the day you left us, gathered round your grave to grieve. Wish I could see the angels' faces when they hear your sweet voice sing. Go rest high on that mountain, 'cause your word on earth is done. Go to heaven a shouting, love for the Father and the Son. Love for the Father and the Son.
Thank you, Tony. Wasn't that wonderful? We have such wonderful musicians here at Unity of Gulfport, and we're so grateful for them. Thank you for participating in this today. I know that this is hard for you. It's hard to let somebody go. Someone you've loved, they've been part of your life since you were born. But her love is still there. She loves you just the same. She'd want each and every one of you to know how much she appreciates you. And she wouldn't want you to be sad. Maybe for a bit. But then I think she would say, move on. There's another poem, and I would like to read it before we have the other tributes. Let me go. When I come to the end of the road and the sun has set for me, I want no rights in a gloom-filled room. Why cry for a soul set free? Miss me a little, but not too long, and not with your head bowed low. Remember the love that we once shared. Miss me, but let me go. Now, were there family members, friends that wanted to offer a tribute at this time? Yes.
Y'all are going to have to bear with me. This is like my biggest fear. It's getting up here and talking in front of people. For those of you that don't know me, I'm sure everybody here does, but I am one of Joe and Debbie's daughters. And Grandma was just that. She was my grandma. She was the type of grandma that everybody wanted. She was the best kind of grandma. She loved her grandkids, her great-grandkids, Ole Miss, Ray Charles, reading a good book, and playing canasta. I just went blank. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Yes. She did love Jeopardy. Yeah. And feeding people. Anytime you would stop by, regardless of whether or not you were hungry, it didn't matter. She was going to make you a meal. She would always say, like, Alice, just wait right here. I'm just going to throw together something. And by throw together, she meant like a full-blown feast. And don't even try to skip dessert. That was like a rookie move. When my husband and I first met, he came and met with her, and he had eaten so much and was so full, and she was like, you're going to eat this dessert. So it was definitely an act of trying to find that balance where you eat just enough. So I moved down here. I lived here. She moved down here when I was in my 20s, which means I had roommates. And anytime any of us would get sick, she would make chicken and rice soup. So I don't know if any of you have had her chicken and rice soup, but it had magical healing powers. I'm talking about like call into work one day, the very next day go run a marathon powers. It was the best. And don't even get me started on those chocolate chip cookies. I know everybody in here got a Ziploc bag of those chocolate chip cookies. Now that I'm a mother, well, I was a mother then, but now that I'm a mom and I have 3 kids, I have to tell you guys, she had patience. I don't know if some of you can tell, but I was a little bit of a diva when I was growing up. And anytime at her house, I would dress up in my Aunt Marcy's clothes that she had left. And I would turn on Elvis Presley. Oh, I would also put this hot pink lipstick that Mama Dick had given her, which I'm pretty sure she had given her that for me. But I would get dressed, and we would turn on Elvis Presley, and I would be Priscilla Presley because, duh. And I would dance and sing for hours and hours and hours, and she would just watch me. And now that I'm a mom, I mean, I truly believe that she was put on this earth to be a mom and a grandma. That was her life's calling. She lived a full and beautiful life filled with love, family, and homemade biscuits. She even got to be a part of her great grandkids' lives, which, how amazing is that? I'm so glad that she got to watch Gavin grow up. I just hope that my parents and all of you get to experience that too, being able to watch a great grandkid grow up. So if I had one wish, that's what it would be. Thank you. Is that everybody in here would be around long enough to do the same. And maybe someone could perfect her chicken pie recipe while they're at it. It's your turn to rest now, Grandma. Give Grandpa a big hug for me and save a spot at the table. We'll miss you, but your stories and your recipes will live on. She told Marcy. Sorry. She told Marcy, my goal in life is spreading the love, and she achieved that and so much more.
Thank you so much. That was very touching. What a grandmother, huh? I'm so sorry for your loss. Anyone else?
Some of you may recognize me. I go way back in Ms. Allen's life. I was one of those kids up and down the street she took such good care of. And I don't know that I ever got the chocolate chip cookies, but I can still remember the crescent rolls that she put a candy bar in and heat and melt it down. They were the best things. Ms. Allen had that first house on our street. And back then, you planted grass, you didn't bring it in. And Charlie and I had a wonderful mud fight out in the front yard before the grass had gotten up. And there were brown spots all over her house. And she came home and she saw her beautiful house and what we had done to it. And she had every reason to say or do whatever she needed to do. And we all knew that. And she was so sweet and she was so kind. She kind of hugged us and went on back in the house. And the next day was all the same. I found out that she was Miss Water Valley. She's from Water Valley, Mississippi. And she was Miss Water Valley. And I don't know why, but that just tickled me to death. And every opportunity I had, I would refer to her as Ms. Water Valley. And Ms. Allen, she would get so humble, and she would turn red. And, that was our way of saying, we love you, we love you. As I get older in life, I'm 72 now, I have a bucket list. And I'm sorry to say today that Ms. Allen was on my bucket list to come and visit. I didn't quite know how to get in touch with her, but I thought if it was meant to be, it would happen. And it just didn't happen. So I felt like I really needed to speak today. Most of you, I guess, are from this area. During Katrina, I was in the House of Representatives in the legislature. And it was a horrible time. Of course, we have friends on the Gulf Coast, and there was so much trauma that was involved, with all the bad stuff that was happening. And Ms. Allen called me up. I hadn't heard from her in years, and she called me up. And boy, did she let me have it. I mean, I thought Joe must have been talking to her or something. I didn't know. And I just quietly, we understood we were receiving quite a few phone calls then. And I listened and I listened and I listened and was trying to be kind to her. And I don't know, 6 months later or a year later, she wrote me a letter. And I still have that letter. And she apologized for her behavior. And, of course, that was a long process, recovery from Katrina. And she thanked me for all that I was able to do. That's just the kind of woman Ms. Allen was. I mean, she was a great person. And I wish every child that was raised in a neighborhood could have a mother like her. Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Anyone else? I too think, yes, you may. Wonderful. For the people listening to the live streaming, your name was Little Betty? Okay, Little Betty. Sharing how much Miss Betty did for her and included her in the family and what a difference it made in her life. Now, I was thinking what the gentleman said about every child deserves to be loved like that, don't they? Every child deserves to have a mother and a grandmother like that. So we can make that a goal for our lives, to provide love for children wherever we can. Was that all? Okay. In closing, we want to acknowledge our sadness at the loss of Betty's physical presence, but we want to convey that she lived a vibrant life that was full of love. We're now certain that heaven is a brighter place because she's there. How do you say goodbye to someone like that? It's not easy, is it? It's especially hard when it's the center, a grandmother like this that has been the center of this family for so many years. That this is life and it's the way it goes on, and you will find a way to move forward while still loving and remembering her. You will do it. And life on this earth is interesting. The great sequoia may live for 2,000 years, while the mayfly comes with dawn and is gone by the dusk. The thing is, each is a life fully lived. She had 94 fully lived years, and we give thanks for that, and we give thanks for all the people that came across her path who were inspired by her, comforted, loved by her. And while it may seem that those left behind may feel that Betty should have, could have had more time on this earth, the truth is, it was her time to go. And we honor that and give appreciation for that, that it was with as much ease and grace as can be had in a life transition. And I love the poem, Miss Me But Let Me Go. I understand that Miss Betty wrote a letter to her husband every year on his birthday. That's a beautiful thing to do, and she knew that the last would be the last. The next one, she would be with him. Now, if you have any thoughts or if you want to take a moment to just share them with her at any time, go into the silence. Find that place where you can go within and speak to her. Tell her what you'd have her know. And you may just be surprised at the voice that you'll hear coming back to you and the words that she has for you. "100 years from now, a lot of things won't matter, you know. What clothes you wore, what car you drove, how much money you had. Some things will matter, and they will have been handed down from person to person if we can make a positive difference in the life of another. We live on forever." She would want you to know, each and every one of you, family and friends, she loves you and she wants you to go on with your life. She would want you to know that she appreciated everything you did for her. You couldn't have done any more, and you couldn't have done it any better. Now, if you would please stand, we'll have the closing prayer. Dear God, we feel your presence and the warmth of your love. We feel a closeness with all those whom we love, especially this one who has passed beyond our sight. We see her enfolded in your love, and we know your light illumines her path. And to Betty, in her new experience of life, our prayer for her is this: the light of God surrounds you, the love of God enfolds you, the power of God protects you, the presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well. We do not say goodbye, but rather we say Godspeed on your journey onward. We loose you. We let you go. We set you free. We behold you as God sees you, a radiant, ever-living, ever-loving child of the Most High, and we release you now to your highest good. We see you dancing, singing, laughing. We see you running home, our precious friend. Amen. The family wishes to thank you for your presence here today and your love. And you are all invited next door for some fellowship and refreshments. Thank you for being here. It's truly appreciated. The service is now concluded.